The following contest is scheduled for a 2-hour time limit. Introducing first, coming from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, wrestling reporter and columnist Justin LaBar. And his opponent, you. Call, tweet, email because you can go one-on-one with Justin LaBar in Wrestling Reality. Right now on Trib Live Radio.
Wrestling Reality 101 with me, Justin LaBar, presented to you by Tailgaters here on Trib Live Radio. That's right, every single Tuesday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern. It should be an entertaining show as always. We got returns to talk about. We got Charlie Sheen to talk about. And it's Statboy Jeff, our own Statboy Jeff's birthday. So we have some information on that. That should be entertaining. We'll do it all coming up here over the next 2 hours. Of course, you can call, tweet, email, be a part of the show, go one-on-one with me. But first, let's talk about last night's Raw in Fort Wayne, Indiana. They start the show with AJ, and she's rehearsing backstage a speech in front of a mirror. So Raw begins with AJ and the WWE Championship storyline, my personal favorite storyline. We get an elimination match between Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, and Kane. And hey, wait a minute, didn't I pay for this match 2 weeks ago on pay-per-view? AJ once again skips around the ring, distracting Kane. CM Punk pins Kane, and immediately after that, Bryan makes CM Punk tap out. Daniel Bryan walks out victorious. Vicky, who is the GM for a night, has Alberto Del Rio and Dolph Ziggler arguing in the locker room. She makes a match later on with a contract on a pole where the winner will get a World Heavyweight title match against Sheamus this week on SmackDown. Big Show versus Brodus Clay. Brodus Clay's undefeated streak of 24 television matches is over. Big Show beats him after working on the knee, and then after the match, during commercial break, he gives the knockout punch to Brodus Clay. AJ and Kane have a heart-to-heart where Kane says he isn't boyfriend material, but, oh, I may interject, Kane, I think, has been involved with more females in WWE programming than Val Venis, so he must be hitting and quitting it then if he ain't boyfriend material. Swagger versus Santino for the U.S. title. Santino with the win. That's right, the two-time All-American from Oklahoma gets beat by a Cobra. 2 words, sports entertainment. John Cena gets ready to make an historic announcement, and then my stomach turns as Chris Jericho interrupts him. Yes, they're promoting Jericho's return. I feared that it would be during the John Cena segment. Some verbal sparring between the two, and finally Cena announces for the first time he will be competing in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Vicky comes out and says that WWE Championship Money in the Bank ladder match will be all former champions. She then makes a match between Jericho and Cena later on. I tell you, they really are focusing on ratings, it seems, more than they are pay-per-view buys, as we're, getting Brodus Clay versus Big Show, something I thought might eventually be a pay-per-view match because they were kind of starting a feud. We get the triple threat elimination to start. Now we're going to get John Cena and Chris Jericho later on. Heath Slater comes out. He cuts a promo that, once again, the tagline mocks his opponent's his surprise opponent's catchphrase and moniker. Out comes the master and ruler of the world, former 2-time world champion. First time since July of 1997 on Raw. It is Psycho Sid. 51-year-old Sid takes care of Heath Slater and enjoys his moment in front of the crowd. Happy to see it for Sid, one of the favorites of mine when I was growing up. Contract on a pole match. Another, again, just the two guys, even though it's 2 heels, basically. Still another match. Pretty interesting to see on Raw. Contract on a pole match. First time I can recall seeing Dolph Ziggler versus Alberto Del Rio. The ending of the match started off good as they were trying to get to the contract, and then it falls off the pole, and they continue to hit each other. It slips out of their hands. Nobody can have clear possession of it. And then finally, the contract goes out on one side of the ring. The two competitors spill out to the floor on the other side of the ring. I thought Dolph was going to crawl under the ring and out the other side. I thought that would have been very fitting for the Dolph Ziggler character. But no, instead, Vicky comes out and says they both will fight Sheamus this week on SmackDown. So I understand she's trying to do what's best as a GM. She wants the permanent spot, and she wants to give exciting action. But I still was a little bit blindsided, feeling that would be an illogical move that she would do, especially because Dolph Ziggler is technically her client, so, wouldn't she kind of bend towards the rules of, maybe he was like the last one that touched it, and so therefore he gets the win. I don't know. I was a little bit rusty on that one. Summertime Beach Battle Royal. That's right, Battle Royal. Punch, kick, and watch him shake in the corner. AJ looked phenomenal, went on to win. What if Kane would have came out skipping around the ring, huh? Huh? Yeah, would have killed the character, but arguably the biggest pop of the year. And if for nothing else, the boys in the back would have loved it. Jericho versus John Cena. Big Show comes out, scares off Jericho, beats down Cena, puts Cena in the colossal clutch, and that's how they go off the air. And I found a video in 2009 when it was Big Show and Miz, I believe, up against like John Cena and Chavo Guerrero. You got to pick like a random partner, and that was how that match ended. It was in that same damn clutch move, and I'm sick of this. Last night at 11:05, I felt so deflated. I was like a beach ball filled with excitement of what could have been coming on that Raw last night as we get closer to the 1000th Raw. I was like a beach ball of excitement. By the end of it, all the air sucked out of me from boredom. 412-320-7925 is the number. sportstalk@tribweb.com is the email. And, of course, you can tweet me at Justin Lamar. We got a whole lot more show to go here. Wrestling Reality 101 presented by Tailgaters on Trib Live Radio.